Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. I'm here with a special co-host there, Chuck Hall. A lot of people might recognize Chuck from up around the pits at Speedway 95. Tied in with Jimmy Carr, had a lot of success over the past couple of years. But for 2011, I know that's, you want success again, you want to win some races, but that's not your main focus. Your main focus is putting on this first annual Aikido Memorial Race up at Speedway 95 on July 14th. And that's a lot of work, and my hat, and I'm sure a lot of people that are fans and friends of Ike's hats are off to you for taking this on and kind of remembering him as the racer he was.
Yeah, this has been my main focus since November. We've done it since November, and I got the idea. We wanted to do it last year, but just my schedule and everybody else's schedule didn't fall in line. But this year I've made it a point to do this, and with the help of folks like yourself, and got to put a plug into Race Across America. They came on board for the primary sponsor. It costs a lot of money to do this, and I'm really excited about it. We got a lot of cars signed up. I've been traveling around, going to the different racetracks, and it's been online since January, since the week after the motorsport show that you put on, which is fabulous. That show in Augusta is awesome. And I had a lot of good feedback. We got a lot of people building cars just for the race. It's a street stock outlaw wildcat race, and it's full of street stocks and outlaws and stuff. And we're the guys out there that got super streets and just want to put 7-inch tires on don't. There is a super street race that night too, so they can race that
at Bangor.
Yeah, there's at Bangor, so they can come and do that. But we're going to tech them. We're not going to just let a guy come in with a late model or a super street and blow right through tech. I got tech guys coming from different tracks, and eventually I want this to be the street stock version of the Oxford 250. This is what I want, and this is the first year. I've had a lot of good input. Again, Race Across America, who's based out of Down East Maine, right down the street from my house and where Ike lived, and they're 100% for it. And a good part about it too, we're remembering Ike, but we're remembering the veterans, fallen heroes. We're going to be passing the hat at intermission to raise money for Race Across America, which they put a wreath. They're trying to put a wreath on every grave at Arlington National Cemetery, and that takes money. And
it does.
With the help of them, and Walmart's involved with that, and I think Pottle Transportation, Hat Transportation. We're going to have a trailer truck outside the gate with the Race Across America logo on it and stuff. So this is it's not just going to be a throw together street stock race. I think people are going to be impressed of what we've done and the people that are helping out with it.
Well, and also you mentioned about it's on July 14th. It's Thursday before Loudon. A lot of people don't travel down until Friday, for the weekend. So it's a chance to hit the race. So every other track in the state, I know Beech Ridge probably have their Thursday Thunder program going on, but a lot of other tracks in the state, nothing going on. So you look for the fan base, you look for the competitors. You've been traveling out to the tracks. You were at Unity and Oxford this past week. What's the feedback been from the drivers? That's a good paying race for that division.
Yeah, and I'm paying cash that night too. I mean, any of you guys out there that are watching the show, even the Beech Ridge guys, we've had some input from the Beech Ridge guys. I haven't been to the track yet. I got some guys coming from Lee, New Hampshire. We got 5 guys right now signed up from Lee. Good friend of mine that past champion down there, Jim Shorey. He's a hard competitor. He runs hard. He's bringing a bunch of guys with him, and he's coming. I got guys coming from we got 3 guys right now from Canada, and that's why they're coming. They're going to Loudon, so they're going to bring the street stock down and race Thursday night, pack it at our shop, and then they're going to Loudon, come back, pick it up, and go home. And the feedback from Unity in Oxford this last week was awesome. I mean, Oxford, those outlaw guys, they're fast.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to let them run their radial tires because they're only a 4-point car. They're not all piped up like we are. And I told them, just come on down. And they have some few rules and regulations, on weight and left side weight and stuff like that. That we're going to try to. I'm going to try to make it competitive for everybody. Yeah. If the if the Oxford guys want to run their Goodyear tires, they can. If the Unity guys want to run their Hoosier tires, they can. And we're on American Racers at Bangor, so it's a different weight bracket, different set of rules, but we're going to try to make the cars all competitive.
Well, and that's a good thing because if you expect a guy to haul in there and have to spend a ton of money on converting his car over, he's just not going to do it. He's halfway through his race season, his regular track. So to be able to make the guy, admission fees and pit entries and a little bit of fuel and maybe a tire or two, that he can, after that race, should he not qualify, he can still take back to his regular track and get use out of it. And
that's what we're trying to do too. There's no admission fee for the race. You got to pay your pit fee to get in. It's $25 to get in. That's it. A lot of these guys will put on a street stock race or a limited race or any kind of race, and they charge the guys 30 to 40 bucks or whatever to run the race. I've been a street stalker for 22 years. This is my 22nd year in it, and I know there's been weeks when I didn't have the $25, you know, and I'm just putting this out there for the guys, you know, and to remember my buddy and to work with Reach Across America to raise some money for the fallen veterans, you know, and help them out to do what they want to do, and they're helping me to get this started on what should be in the next 3 to 4 years the biggest. I want this to be the biggest street stock race in New England.
Yeah, no,
eventually.
I mean, they used to have a big one years ago, and they used to bring a bunch of, it was more on the limited side of things,
Yeah.
but these guys will come, they'll support it, you know, and so that's good, and it's good that you're honoring Nike, you know, try to remember what he did and the good he did for the sport.
Oh yeah, he was a lot of people out there probably didn't know him from the southern part of the state, but up, you know, from Unity and up, and he was originally from Wiscasset, so we got a lot of fans coming from Wiscasset. We got, of course, Wiscasset's not running this year, but we got a lot of guys that are coming up with their street stocks to run that used to race at Wiscasset. So, you know, and I got one of his friends coming, he knew for 40 years, you know, that's coming up, and we're trying to get another car ready right now so he can drive it. And it's just, I have Ike's car, the car we built in 1993. We found it in the woods up in Herman and dragged it out of the woods and totally restored it. And it's, well, we're going to paint it next week. It's that's, you know, and it's just my best friend, Randy Kayla, he's going to be driving the car. He was a friend of Ike's, so I got my car that Jimmy's going to drive, and I own the other car, Ike's old car, and, you know, and hopefully we can both make the race, you know. And just because I have 2 cars going doesn't mean they're going to be in the race, you know. This is going to be fair. I'm going to have fair tech. You got to have it, you know, and I think that's what's the downfall is on the short tracks. I know up in our neck of the woods right now, and that's why the car counts.
Everybody feels like they need a fair shake.
Yeah,
you know,
and with the price of everything, what it costs now to do it, you know, you got to have a fair shake.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You know, you're right. But I hope everything works out for you. Obviously, we'll be up there supporting it.
Oh,
and,
I appreciate it, Steve, everything you've done.
Promoting it for the next few weeks until the event. But we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
5 years ago, I went shopping for my family's first camper. I didn't like the prices, and I didn't like the way I was treated. A year later, I opened up Scott's Recreation.
Today, Scott's Recreation is Maine's exclusive multi-line Heartland dealer, along with being Maine's #1 fifth-wheel dealer 2 years in a row. Browse through the new 2012 Heartland models or take advantage of closeout prices on 2011s. Scott's welcomes almost anything in trade, financing available too. Scott's Recreation, Route 202 in Manchester, and their new Turner location on Route 4.
All of us at Moody's Collision Centers would like to thank you for supporting us for over 30 years.
We all own stock in Moody's and have a vested interest in you and your vehicle.
The people at Moody's Collision Centers are part of the community, and our reputation is very important to us.
We take pride in our work and guarantee our repairs for as long as you own your vehicle.
At Moody's Collision Center, we care about our customers.
So when your insurance company asks where you want to go, tell them Moody's Collision Centers. 4 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, and now Portland.
Hey, are you Bob Crowley?
Yeah.
Are you going to Ossipee Trail?
Yes, I am.
Sweet! Get in!
People will do whatever they gotta do to get to Ossipee Trail Motor Sales, Route 25, Gorham.
You're watching Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by Southern Maine Motors, out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep dealership.
Saturday, Dave Stewart traveled over to Reynolds Motorsports up there on Route 202 in Gorham, hooked up with Bruce Elder, Bruce Wainwright at the Mobile Museum up there. Over 20 vintage race cars as well as today's race cars on display for their annual Motorsports Day, and caught up with a few of today's generation of drivers, and heard what they had to say about the Hall of Fame, the Mobile Museum, and what it means to them. So enjoy this piece and these new generation of drivers and what their thoughts are.
Once again, we're here at Reynolds Motorsports on Father's Day weekend, something that has become a tradition. Kind of the brainchild, I think, of Calvin Reynolds, who's here with me. Calvin, of course, a great racer over the years and a member of the Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame. And Calvin, you wanted this thing to grow, and boy, it sure has.
Yeah, it's a good promotion for us, and it's a good promotion for racing in general. And
and anything I can do to help Beech Ridge Speedway and racing in the state of Maine, I'm all for it.
Well, we know that. Of course, Calvin was also an owner of the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, the second owner, and it's always been in the hands of racers, and a lot of us feel that's why it's been so successful. Talk with people out of state, and they're just amazed when they come up to see the racing in Maine, and that's a credit to people like yourself, I think, Calvin.
Well, thank you, Bruce. Thanks. We put a lot into it, and old JB started it, JB McConnell, and we put a lot into it, and Ralph Kuzak, of course, has done a tremendous job, and we couldn't ask for a better promoter than Andy Kuzak. So it's been a great thing for Maine. I think if you don't play baseball, you can drive a race car, man, that's the place to be.
Absolutely. Well, again, so nice for you to host this event, and great support for it, a great crowd today. A lot of young people enjoying the cars and, of course, the motorcycles and everything here. So we're certainly pleased. And the sun came out, so we were blessed with what was kind of going to be a shaky day, but I think it's turning out okay.
Everything's looking good. You wait till tonight down at Beech Ridge. The place will be full. Hot dogs will sell. The popcorn will sell. The races will be fierce. I'd like to be in the feature.
Still a promoter. I think you probably could.
I'd like to be in the feature with 10 laps to go.
All right. Thanks, Calvin. Always good to see you. Okay. Thank you. All right, again, we're here at Reynolds Motorsports on Saturday of Father's Day weekend. We have caught up with Dave Oliver, a former champion at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway and currently in competition. And Dave, I know that as a young guy, you're kind of the younger generation that we want to interest in this whole Maine Vintage Race Car Association and the Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame. And I know you've indicated to me you do have an interest in it, and certainly glad to have you here today.
Yeah, I love the old cars. It's good to see where you got to see where you came from to see where the sport's going to evolve. I love looking at the old cars, seeing how unsafe they really were compared to all the new stuff. Different animals, and plus you get the new stuff here too. And it's neat to look at all the new stuff and the old stuff, and bring the kid and walk around and check out all the stuff out.
Absolutely. Well, it's nice to have you here, Dave, and certainly we look forward to people like you kind of carrying this effort on.
Yeah, I've been hinted from people higher at the top that I at some point maybe get a little bit more involved with the antique thing, because again, you know, I am my age, I'm 37, 38. We are the next group of people that would be doing this sort of thing. So, and to carry it on, we do need to get more people my age to help out. So at some point, I guess.
Absolutely. Love to see it. Great to have you here, Dave. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, once again here at Reynolds Motorsports on Father's Day weekend, we have one of the top Wildcat competitors here, Steve Benacasa, part of the display of Beech Ridge cars. And Steve, I know that you're right in the thick of it. You're going to be in competition tonight. New car. Tell me your thoughts here today.
Well, my thoughts have just been trying everything. Like you said, new car. You know, everything in it's new, so it's trial and error on everything. Obviously, new ones are different than the old ones, and you just keep trying and trying, but we got it pretty good. We're pretty happy with it, and we got new tires for tonight and plenty of power. I think we're going to be all right.
Yeah, I talked to several people, and they're kind of looking to you to perhaps be a factor here tonight in the 50-lapper. And the other thing I wanted to get your comment on is this Maine Vintage Race Car Association, the Maine Motorsports Hall of Fame, because I was just talking with Dave Oliver and Jim McClure, and obviously we want to involve the younger generation, and you're certainly part of that. What are your thoughts looking ahead to perhaps being involved in this this type of effort to, you know, honor those greats who got this sport started, and certainly those who carry it on? Again, it's going to be the younger generation to carry the effort.
Yep. Well, I went through the trailer this morning, and it's really neat. I've only been up here for 15 years, so a lot of these people I've heard of, I know of, but I've never met or seen. So looking through it, it's actually pretty neat to see where Beech Ridge came from and just all the main tracks and the drivers. But yeah, the younger generation, you know, hopefully they'll start getting filtered into that. And I mean, I know it's a Hall of Fame, and you really got to accomplish something to be in there. But I think it's neat, and I think we can get younger generation people involved in it, and you know, going to the shows and being part of it. Obviously, you know, donations to it so we can make it bigger and better. I definitely think it's fun, and it's an awesome tribute to, you know, the guys who got us here, got us where we are now.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking certainly to have guys like you involved, and great to have you here, and your daughter enjoying the day. So just a great way to kind of kick off the Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, it's my little girl Nicole, and you know she loves racing. She loves to be at the track every opportunity she can. And yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to give her a Father's Day gift and win this for her. Plus, at the same time, my father passed away in December, so this would be a good thing to win, you know, in his memory.
Absolutely, a lot to recognize this weekend. Good to have you here, Steve.
Thank you.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your main returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Clark's Car Crushing has been a family-owned and operated business since 1978. We do everything from crushing cars, handling industrial scraps, to buying the scrap metal right out of the back of your pickup. Copper, brass, stainless steel, aluminum, you name it, we'll buy it. We have roll-off containers of all sizes for industrial accounts. We'll handle the legwork with full drop-off and pickup services. So for a professional job, guaranteed honest weights, and top dollar paid statewide, come see the Clark family in Farmingdale, Maine. Clark's Car Crushing. Don't fix it, scrap it.
All of us at Moody's Collision Centers would like to thank you for supporting us for over 30 years.
We all own stock in Moody's and have a vested interest in you and your vehicle.
The people at Moody's Collision Centers are part of the community, and our reputation is very important to us.
We take pride in our work and guarantee our repairs for as long as you own your vehicle.
At Moody's Collision Center, we care about our customers.
So when your insurance company asks where you want to go, tell them Moody's Collision Centers. 4 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, and now Portland.
You're watching Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by Scott's Recreation, now at 3 convenient locations. Go to scottsrecreation.com to view our inventory. Award Champs, the official award supplier of Mainly Motorsports.
Okay, once again, we're here on Father's Day weekend at Reynolds Motorsports with the Maine Vintage Race Car Association, along with a great display of Beech Ridge cars. And we have a former champion, Dan McCaig, who's one of the top runners in the top division at Beech Ridge. And Dan, nice to have you here as part of this weekend.
Thanks for having me. It's a great day and a good chance for everybody to come out and check the cars out.
Absolutely. We have a good crowd today and a lot of kids enjoying the cars. And as I've talked with all of the younger guys, like of your generation, I've talked to them about getting involved in this whole effort to preserve the great sport and honor the great sport with the Hall of Fame, and certainly hope to have guys like you and others of your generation involved. Give me your thoughts on that.
I think it's a great way for even racers or just fans of racing alike to come out here and, you know, check it out and see what's going on with the Maine Vintage Race Car Association. I mean, of course, one day, you know, we all hope to find ourselves in the Hall of Fame, but to keep that tradition alive and be able to go in and walk around and see who the cars and the stars was of, you know, the yesterday, even before that.
Absolutely, and of course you've been to a banquet. We've honored current drivers with the Driver of the Year award, and you won that award here a few years ago, and you were a finalist this year. So maybe you can speak about when you went to a banquet, just your impression. Was it what you expected? Was it more or what?
Yeah, it was a little overwhelming for me. I mean, from where I come from, that's definitely one of my prized possessions is the Driver of the Year. Of course, it's voted on by all the old timers and people that are involved with the association, and the banquet was great to be able to go there and watch a few others get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and they put on a good dinner, and it was a great time.
Absolutely, and for the first year this year, I know you couldn't come due to a back injury, but your wife Laura came, and we were sold out for the first time, so it has grown every year.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make it, but my father-in-law and my wife went, and they said it was just as good as the year before when we'd went. So I appreciate it greatly. Just being a finalist was pretty awesome. Again, that's kind of like one of my goals for the season now, is to try to hopefully get my name into mention, and if that's the case, and of course we had a really good season. So.
Absolutely. Well, nice to have you here, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
We're here at Reynolds Motorsports on Father's Day weekend with Bruce Wainwright. And Bruce, you always seem to bring out a great display of the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway cars. These guys just respond when you put the word out, I think, and what a great support to this whole Maine Vintage Race Car Association special event here at Cal Reynolds shop.
Yeah, you just have to let the word get out that we're doing something with Reynolds and vintage racing, and boom, they're calling my house. Instead of me calling them to be in the show, they're calling me, can I be in? That really makes it real easy. Unlimited number of people who actually called me and said, can we be in it? And I finally got to a point and said, well, I've got to see who's coming from what we already have, but we think we'd like to have you there. So it's been a great turnout. Reynolds always does a great job for us here. Vintage Racing in Melvin, they put on a great show, and we thank them for letting us be a part of this.
Well, I tell you, I know that the guys have great respect for you, and justifiably so, and appreciate all your efforts that you help make these events come off the way they do. But Calvin wanted this to grow, and it certainly is working.
Absolutely. We're doubled our size, and they've asked us to expand more next year. Thanks to you and the show for having us on, and we look forward to just having another great year.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Bruce. Always good to have you.
Talk to you.
5 years ago, I went shopping for my family's first camper. I didn't like the prices, and I didn't like the way I was treated. A year later, I opened up Scott's Recreation.
Today, Scott's Recreation is Maine's exclusive multi-line Heartland dealer, along with being Maine's #1 fifth-wheel dealer 2 years in a row. Browse through the new 2012 Heartland models or take advantage of closeout prices on 2011s. Scott's welcomes almost anything in trade, financing available too. Scott's Recreation, Route 202 in Manchester, and our sister company, Holton Power Sports, North Street, Holton.
Have a ticket but need a ride? Let VIP take you to the hottest events, including Entertainer of the Year, Taylor Swift at Gillette Stadium, June 25th and 26th. Or country music superstar and Grammy Award winner, Kenny Chesney, August 27th. And September 25th, don't miss the NASCAR Sylvania Sprint Cup at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Leave the driving to VIP and let VIP take you to the hottest events. Call or reserve online at VIPchartercoaches.com.
At Southern Maine Motors, we're celebrating Jeep's 70th anniversary with our spring events. Get the vehicle you want at a price no one else can touch, like a 2011 Jeep Compass, leased for only $239 a month for 39 months, or a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee, leased for only $299 a month. Plus, right now, used car values are at an all-time high. Bring in your own vehicle and drive off in a brand new car. With savings this big, it's no wonder Southern Maine Motors is out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealer. Visit southernmainmotors.com.
You're watching Mainly Motorsports, brought to you this week by LKQ. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Route 202, Gorham.
Right, Chuck, you got this coming up on July 14th. Why don't you take the time to thank some of the people that obviously doing this with you, you know?
Yeah, first, you know, I got to thank Del Merritt for letting me have the race at Speedway 95. And, of course, we got to thank Reach Across America out of Columbia, Maine, the part of the Worcester Wreath Company. They've wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the race, you know. They came on board for a primary sponsor. Got to thank John Lonahan Jr. and the Gospel out of Ellsworth. Of course, Tommy Tompkins, everybody knows Tommy. He used to race at Charger at Oxford. He was the first one to sponsor the race, and he's coming up and run the race.
Really?
Yeah, Tompkins Plumbing and Heating out of Mexico. I think he's down by Mexico, Maine. He didn't even hesitate. He said he wanted to put a banner up, and he gave me the first check for the race. And Tommy's a great friend of mine, and he's a good hard charger. Friend Honda of Ellsworth.
Yeah, you can't. It's neat when these things. I remember last year, and this was you know, ironic. The night Bob Bilodeau passed away at Beech Ridge.
Yeah.
I was on my way back from the Gary Bellafiore benefit that Scott and Vicky Mulkern were very heavily involved in, and you know, they had a lot of help from people, you know, and so the racing community really comes together for people. You know, when tragedy strikes them, and you know, so we'll be there to support you, and you know.
Well, I appreciate that.
And you know, good luck with the event, Chuck, and you know, and you've put your heart and soul in it, and I think that's awesome. And any of the racers out there, take the time to travel up there, and whether you compete in the event, obviously we'd love to see you haul your race car, but you know, if you're not gonna, just you know, bring your team up there and support what Chuck and his group are trying to do, you know. And I mentioned Bob Bilodeau earlier, and I went down to Beech Ridge Saturday night, and kind of ironic, 2 cars out there in the race with big number 9 still on the side window from last year. And ironically, they both finished first and second.
That's great.
In the 100 lap event that they had that night that Bub had won on more than one occasion, you know. So, you know, a pretty fitting night. David Oliver picked up the win, which you just saw in an interview in the last segment, you know, at the Motorsports Day at Reynolds. But it's just, there was some great racing down there. You know, him and Billy Rogers had a battle. Donnie Whitten probably had the best car and broke a motor about lap 35. He was leading. Donnie runs the Pro All-Star Series, and he was the driver of the month for the month of May in the LKQ Driver of the Month program. And then some great racing down there, though. In the Sports Series, they had a 100-lapper. Donnie Culprit had by far the best car. You know, but he had some spirited battles with Corey Bubar at the beginning of the race, and then Corey got into some situation and ended up with a flat and trying to come from the back, got wrecked again. But you know, that was a great race. And then in the Wildcats, which is kind of the group that you're looking to have up there,
I'd love to see some of the guys come
Dan
up.
Bean just cleaned house. But what a battle that Louis Anderson and Brian Caswell had. They're not teammates, but the people that help them both are all the same people. And what an awesome job the two of them did, battling side by side. And then in the Roadrunners, Brian Graffin picked up the win. But one thing Beechridge seems to be doing, it just, I don't know, they get some goop down in the track, and it's the second groove. And you know, these leaders at the end, if they have a short restart, they get stuck on the bottom. You know, the guys led the whole race, or a good part of it. But, you know, I think they ought to do what NASCAR does, give them the choice, the top groove or the bottom groove.
That's what they do at Bangor if you're leading the race, and it's going to be the same for this race. If there's a caution and you're leading, you get your choice from the inside or the outside groove.
Yeah. And we got a couple other things coming on before we end this week's show. The Portland Motor Club, along with the Portland Police Department, got a huge show going on this weekend. Located at the Portland Motor Club on 275 Presumpscot Street in Portland. It's a giant car show. The police department's also going to be there with demonstrations, special tactical police vehicles demo, obstacle course. You know, they're going to have a burnout event. You can try the text and drive. You know, they're really reaching out. And the organization Save Speed for the Track's going to be there. So, you know, all the details online. You can info at portlandmotorclub.com, and you know, so. You know, you can check that out. RKS running Friday night, my go-kart track that I go to. So, and then Saturday, I'm doing the Relay for Life. Me and my family have our own team, so I do a 12-hour walk. This fat dude ain't walking 12 hours. I got about 4 hours in me, and then I'll be in a chair supervising. You know,
yeah, that's right.
My daughters we got some young kids. They're gonna be doing it. But I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. And you know, like I said, Chuck, good luck. How can people get in touch with you if they want to?
They can go online to Bangor, speedway95.com, and get the rules, and my phone number's on there, or they can just give me a call at 598-5914. And we're still looking, you know, if somebody wants to come on board, we're sponsoring the laps, $20 a lap. So if the guy wins the race and leads every lap, that's $2,000 that night, and I'm paying cash that night. So
oh, there you go. So
you can't beat it. You know?
All right. Well, there you go. Check it out on July 14th up at Speedway 95. So we'll see you next time on Mainly Motorsports.
You're watching TWC TV, only on Time Warner Cable.